Welcome, you absolute amazing people, to another episode of Las Palmas Career Mode. I hope you lot enjoyed the first episode, and as always, I really do appreciate your support when it comes to me doing career mode videos. Again, it really does make my day for you lot liking, enjoying this video, and heck, staying around, because I certainly do enjoy making these videos. But enough of the mushy slide out of the way. If you haven't turned down to the first episode, please do, as a lot has filled in. But I will say the squad is looking good right here. We're in the pole position to get into the automatic promotion spots, and we can do some damage in the January transfer window because we do have £4 million. But like I said in last episode, and like I said, please do check it out, there was a problem going into this window. You may be thinking, what kind of problem would that be? Yeah, we're in a little bit of financial trouble. That's right, you can see from this event over here, the board have announced we are going to be in financial problems. So if I do sell any players, zero of that money is going to go straight into the bud transfer budget, which is absolutely painful because I want to try and sell some older players before they decline even more and then bring in new young players as it is. But can't do that, to be fair. So I'm hoping that the release clause don't get me, because if they do, and I'm pretty sure we're in pole position in an automatic teams, I could see some people really kind of ruin our parade, then we could be in serious trouble. So I think this is going to be my only sign. I wanted to go for a bigger budget, but depending on how this window is go, so I think this will have to do. So I decided to sign the young Englishman named Lewis Page over here for under £1 million. And that is going to be my only signing over here. Hopefully no release clauses get activated and we will be properly buggered. But still, let's push on for this promotion fight of a season. It's time to play a game of familiar faces over here, as Real Zaragoza, Mr. Hawk's former side, will be our first opponent of the episode. Lewis Page wanted to press on his debut over here, but accuracy was slightly off. But don't you worry, kid. Same as Real Zaragoza's strike over here, that accuracy was completely off. But before half-time, we set the ball through Sandro, who was a country mile away from the defenders, as he absolutely strikes it in and give us the... Rui Cobra here, I decided to give the start an opportunity, and he definitely didn't let me down. Took his opportunity and also assisted Hesse over here, getting a 3-0 win over Real Zaragoza. 3 points on the board. Then we had Deportivo La Coruña de Gran Canaria, as Louis Dice over here managed to spot the fullback, as he heads it to Sandro, plays it across to an unmarked Lewis Page to get his first goal at home in the front of the Gran Canaria. This will be absolutely fantastic, but the kid was still hungry for more goals over here. Sanchez's shot got saved. Louis Dice converted the rebound. Nope, he was offside. As we get a counter attack over to Gutierrez in the box, cross it to Page as he forced the keeper to make a save into his own net. It's a brace for the young man. He would have got the hat-trick only if he was able to keep onside over here. But this will be a night that Lewis Page will certainly never forget. Up next against Real Sociedad B over here, and since the referee blew his whistle, that let the fuse off Lewis Page. Look at him. He's off like a shot. Decided to take the shot right away, and it barely got the keeper off his line. But moments later, Real Sociedad's B team over here smashed the crossbar as we went up the other end of the counter attack. Sandro crossed it to Alexis Sanchez, who shot straight at the keeper. Even Louis Dice over here is pile driver, spectacular force to save. Entering the second half, we need to change things up as we set through Sandro in the danger zone. High voltage as he barely spotted Garcia due to the kick clash, but still converted it for the opening goal of the game. And I had a free kick in a dangerous area, and I thought, why not power? And oh, that could have been something spectacular. Did you see the curve on that? But don't you worry, Sandro was certainly going to get a goal in this game, as he went shooting far post and getting a second. And why not go for another one, Sandro? Why not? You deserve it in this game, as he gets a brace for Los Amarillos and 3 points clear in the automatic promotion fight. Earlier on in the game against Castellon over here, Louis Dice had the ball this way. You know what that means? Pile drive! Oh, gosh, damn it. But even Lewis Page's deflected shot forced a save into the second half. We need to wrap things up. Alexis Sanchez gets the ball in the box, but sadly it got stopped, but not giving up so soon as it's headed into Alexis Sanchez, who gets past the goalkeeper. And you know the old saying, the floodgates absolutely opened at the Gran Canaria. Lewis Page spotted the run of Sandro. Of course he can convert that, as Louis Dice was back to converting long shots. Nope, it got saved, but Garcia was there for the rebound. Travelling to Egbard over here, we're on the verge of something special. The fullbacks were able to close the distance, playing it across the Rick over, but no, it's not going to be. Certainly Alexis Sanchez, though, was not going to miss those chances. He buries those, in fact, got a shovel in hand to prove it. And he certainly was going to turn the clocks with movements like this. Just a shame it was wide. But looking for that second goal was a bit more harder. Just like trying to complete McDonald's Monopoly over here. As you can see, chances coming in, but not converted. And you can probably guess what happened next. Egbard went up the other end and scored. Yeah, I don't know what annoyed me most. One, that was completely against the runner play. And two, he celebrated right in the face of Alexis Sanchez. But what I love about this team, they respond quickly. As a passer play into Sanchez, the fullback eats shit, and he absolutely converts it for the 2-1 win away. Get in there. And our hardest opponent was our last one, these match highlights, as Real Sporting, first place. Oh, it's getting close, boys. Not as close as Louis Dice over here, who shoots it. It's a crossbar. Alexis Sanchez, though, was going to convert this header. No, it got headed away. Only into the path with its age, and Lewis Page strikes it with the eye in his heart. And one of the most biggest games in his career, the kid shows up with the most crucial of goals over here. And that brought our morale of the squad up to 100. Rick Ober, shot was only saved. It's Sandro with the rebound. It's 2-0 up. While Sporting's morale sank like the Titanic. They're in quicksand as they were missing their chances completely. That means Las Palmas are one stop away of returning to La Liga. Well, folks, you can see from the table, and it's pretty much set in stone of us getting promoted into La Liga. It's only a matter of when, and that could be in our next game against Malaga, as a win over the fallen giants means that we can secure promotion back to La Liga, and Las Palmas returns to the glory land of Spanish football. It can all be secured with just one win, and how the squad is going so far, I'm pretty certain it can be wrapped up. Let's get out to do this, boys. Come on, Los Amarillos. And we kick off right here, Los Amarillos, in the must-win game to get promoted back into La Liga. How we do it right here. A good start will be needed as our captain sees the run of the young teenager Page. He has space, he's going for it. Oh, he's hungry for it. I'll tell you what, he wants promotion, and so does that man, Mr. Hawk. Ball's up in the air right here, and we can only head it back down into Gutierrez, who threw balls it to Carrera. Louis Dice right here, who can shoot these from range, and goalkeeper can barely catch it. Sandro plays it across to Louis Dice. There's a lovely ball into Page. Page on the edge side of the box right here. He can do something. Plays it across to Alexis Sanchez, who can only shoot it straight at the bloody keeper. And throw in for Malaga right here. They throw it, but we intercept it. That's how much we want promotion. Louis Dice outside the wing right here, unnatural position, plays it across the Page, who's been begging for that ball, into Carrera, lays it across. Ricoda can dribble but can't find the pass, spots the run of the fullback. Gutierrez lays it across, lays it across the Page. Oh my god, the unselfish decision. This is a teamwork game, and you know what, team makes the dream work, and the dream is promotion, as we've got the lead and it looked like we could get it. Malaga hoping to respond. I hope not, to be honest with you. It's passing it one back right here, edge of the wing, and they dupe me with the pass inside the box, and Orca is able to keep it alive as we get rid of the ball. You can see right there, that's how many chances we've had. Only managed to bury the one, but the one could all it be necessary. Sandro holds onto the ball right here as he plays it across to Louis Dice. Louis Dice spots the run of the fullback. It's lovely work. It's into Page again. The young kid. Now, Micah Richards, that's someone who's really burst onto the scene. Lewis Page at it again. The bargain of the century in January. And he's made his money worth, absolutely. Malaga 2 goals down at their own stadium. This should be them. They should be promoted. But it's not going to be their day as we manage to win the ball once again. As we're going to get them on the counter-attack. Carrera, our captain, limited of options right here. Sanchez is offside, but Lewis Page is not. For the hat-trick, he can only put it out. And Malaga hoping to respond with a counter-attack of their own. They're passing it around very lovely right here. Before half-time, a goal could rescue it. It shoots it straight in the path of Hawkerez. We're going to play it quickly right here. So we're going to get them when they're napping. Here it goes. It's into Louis Dice with a good pass into him. And he's making the run right here. He can get the shot off, but lays it across to Alexis Sanchez, who can turn, he can twist. Louis Dice, though, he can shoot it, but it's only at the goalkeeper. Malaga outside the box right here. They're turning it once again. Garcia managed to get past my fullback and trying to get in there. Oh, it's almost close, too close in fact, as Hawkins can only parry it away. Lovely passing right here. Carrera holds on to it, lays it across to the fullback. Now he's over to Iboka, who can shoot it. It can only shoot it right. Hold on to the ball, Hawkins. Hold on to the ball. We've still got a lot to play here. This game could turn upside down, but you know what? Another goal is what these boys are on, and it's hunting season. Page lays it across. Ricoda has shots, he shoots, it's saved, but Garcia with the rebound to guarantee Las Palmas' place in La Liga once again. Malaga on the attack right here, but it's already set in stone and already written in the papers. The Canary Islands will be back in La Liga. It's lovely, its ball's not dealt with clearly as the header goes in. Malaga pulled one back and one for their home support. So there we go, all-time whistle, and it's all been confirmed. Las Palmas will return back to La Liga after being relegated last season. It's a huge day for these folks. They're back in La Liga. So with morale up to 1 million, we've got a few games left and we need is one more win and we've got the title wrapped up in the bag. All stands in our way is Cadiz. So let's get this final win out of the way and get into La Liga as champions. Edge of the wing, here we go. It's a good dribble from Sandro. Sandro lays it across to Louis Dice. Louis Dice trying to find options there as it's lovely pass. Oh, Alexis Sanchez straight at the goalkeeper. Sandro, good chance right here as he leads the counter attack, and we could wrap up the title if we just get a goal. But that seems to be the problem so far. We've had limited chances. Page, lovely back heel. It's Alexis Sanchez, and this time he misses it completely. We turn, we twist, but still we can't get past this Cadiz defence. Lays it across to Karen. Karen ends up Page. You can shoot it. It's deflected. It's headed. It's only straight at the bloody goalkeeper, though. Oh, here we go. Their first chance. We've won it, but we've lost it. For flip's sake. They're in celebration mode a little bit too soon. We haven't even wrapped up the title yet as they've missed it completely. Before half-time, it's not the best performance, but we need to improve in the second half if we want to be champions of this league. Come on, there we go. Lovely pass. Karen through balls it to Page. Sees option, and Garcia is one of them. Fresh off the bench, and he absolutely squats it wide. Oh, come on, not like this. It's through board. There we go. Matt giving away so easily, folks. Why don't you just invite him to bloody score? Shoot, it's a fantastic save. Can we get rid of him? We just got away from a corner. Hawkerez is the only single reason why you lot are not freaking idiots. Made it cross, lovely. Louis Dice, and good through balls it. Come on. Fusa, edge of the wing, he dribbles, plays it across to Gil into Garcia, he turns, he shoots, it's again straight at the freaking goalkeeper. Here we go, on the verge, Fusa on the ball, come on, we've got to do something here, and it has to be done now. Lays it across, there we go, it's into Gil shoots it, it's wide again. Full time goes, it's 0-0, we're going to have another game to win the bloody title because these apps lot didn't freaking care about too much. We squandered too many chances and look what freaking happened. Alright, on to the next game. Okay, maybe not, as Sporting failed to win their game, so we won the league. Oh, not really much in a celebrating mood, but here we go, trophy celebrations right here. Gonna lift it in Las Palmas, they're all happy, but to be honest with you, how we're doing in that last performance, we've got a lot tougher teams in that league, and if you're not putting your weight against what Cadiz over here, God knows what we're going to be like next season. But still, first silverware for Las Palmas, Mr. Hawk's side in his first season. Well done for you folks, I guess. Alright, on to top goal scorers. We have Sandro with 20 goals, Alexis Sanchez 2 behind with 18, Garcia with 13. With the most assists of the season, it's a double tie between Jonathan Vieira and Sandro himself. So folks, we've got promoted. It's a fantastic scene, but still we need a lot of improvements if we're going to survive in what people could be considered the second biggest league in all of Europe right here. We've still got a lot of tough competitions. Player of the season, a huge nominations go out to Lewis Page, who we only signed in January. Louis Dice over here, but I think someone who deserves it, the most consistent player, was Sandro. He was a Premier League flop for Everton, but for Los Amarillos, he put on a good game every game and pretty much one of the key players to help us be promoted next season. So folks, that's ending today's episode. Remember, if you do enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. Tune in for next week as La Liga awaits for Los Amarillos, and I'll see you beautiful people later.